Okay, make sure to practice multiple kicking combos. Not just practical combos that make sense, but also combos that act like a drill, where the point is to improve your transitions from one kick to the next kick. One of the reasons is because some kicks are harder to throw from certain positions after the previous kick. Your body may be doing some reversing of momentum, and that makes for a tougher flow, but it also can make that kick complex and difficult for your opponent to manage. Of course, your drills don't always have to be furious and full strength. Like I said, one of the objectives is to get your body, your footwork, your joints and ligaments and stuff familiar with multiple transitions, and transitions which aren't always an easy glide from one kick to the next. You can do these combo drills while advancing, retreating, and of course standing in place. Try some combos that are tough reversals and alternating momentum and direction. Mind your pivots. Be extra careful because when alternating, you may not get a complete move off, and that can definitely cause an injury. Pull a hamstring, groin, tweak the knee or ankle, even tweaking your neck. Start out slow if you have to, and keep the kick slow. I super stress that when practicing some new stuff, new combos, keep the kicks low and get familiar, then increase height. Okay, some basic advancing with the kick. You can step in front of you, behind you, and you can bring one foot to the other. There are some differences to what each offers depending on the type of kick. I practice all of them because in a simple sense, it can help mask to hide a move. And of course, it helps me transition into the next particular position. Same thing goes for bringing the leg back or down after a kick. We've talked about that before. Just like our punch, stick and move, we can kick, stick and move. Then mix it up. Some movement, some combos. Another fun drill to get you out of your comfort zone and habits. Whenever you think you're about to be ready to throw your next set, try to preempt that and throw the set sooner. One step or one position before the point where you were planning and feeling good about things. Let's expand on knocking your opponent's guard, with the very reasonable expectation or possibility that we may be receiving some punches in return. So what we're practicing here is going off center line, getting out of the line of fire. But each slant we do can be a move toward an opponent's punch. So our slant needs to be prominent and supportive of our own defense as we punch or kick through it. Of course, these slants, tilts and leans can be lateral or backwards as well. Then start considering your stances and the kind of footwork you want. Wider and deeper stances commit you more, but are very strong. Narrow and short stances can be exited from quickly, but are less balanced. The more you specifically practice, the more you can make a wide or long stance behave like the benefits of a short, narrow stance, and vice versa. So here we're practicing the different sides of our slants and dips through a strike, while keeping our guard as well. All right. Analyze your distances and understand which counter strikes you could be vulnerable to. Put it all together with some fakes to really complicate things. Okay, let's review some foot positions for your kicks. The point is, if you're too wide or too long, then you have a greater chance of either needing to draw your leg back to you first before kicking, or you can try to kick from that wide or long point, but the kick may behave abbreviated, shortened in its traveling distance, and ultimately a weak kick since it hasn't generated much momentum or much force. As always, not only are there disadvantages, but there are also advantages to the wide and long or the narrow and short. While we're at it, remember the little step or lift you make before throwing a kick? It's an extra little bit that can be read by your opponent or cost you time, but it also behaves as a fake to get your opponent to react. And it also behaves as a momentum builder, quickly turning a supposedly innocent strike into a heavy advancing strike. Disadvantages and advantages. Turn that potential striking foot into the leverage needed to quickly advance on an opponent. Or don't advance, but rotate, play the angles. Just a reminder to note, when your position can be the same for different kicks, this way you don't telegraph. Part of that telegraphing can be the need to always be moving in order to strike. So of course, practice striking when still, calm and in place. Part of this practice certainly can be in place in certain positions, certain stances. Just kick or punch right from it. Don't do any movement before the strike. And here we're doing a pre-strike move that helps us advance. But rather than just the little step, we can mask the step with a strike, or just use a strike to advance, or advance into another strike. And another reminder that you may have to cancel a strike, or you can start a strike as bait, as a fake. We've reviewed these in previous fighting workout videos. Don't just allow the foot to come down, drop it down, force it down, no dilly-dally. What happens when you cancel a move? You may have triggered your opponent into a flurry of moves, so be prepared by being guarded through your cancellation. All right, let's review those positions for a turnaround sidekick. Continuing on what we discussed in previous fighting workout videos, but now we're going to add advancing and moving into being on target. The point here is that you are not simply lined up with your opponent, which is often the case with positioning in a dynamic, quickly changing fight, or basically most fights. So you're not easily in perfect line to strike. So, in this advanced technique, the step you take to help you gain momentum, or that advances you, also acts to move you on target, or move you closer to being on target, where you can complete the lineup on target when the turnaround happens. To sum it up, you can start your turnaround off target, and through the advancing step and your body turning around, you could end up on target. Play around with this technique, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You don't have to always be lined up on target right from the get-go.